have been continuing on in our study called What We Believe. And what we are trying to do is summarize the 60 main beliefs or tenets or truths that we hold as Christians. We're not saying that there are only 60 things that we believe. There are far more than 60. But we're looking at the 60 fundamental or foundational things that we believe as Christians. Last week, we looked at 3 foundational truths that we believe about the Bible and how we got it. This week and over the next 3 weeks, we're going to be looking at 9 truths that we believe about the God of the universe, the maker of heaven and earth. This first week, we looked at the fact that God is a Trinity. That is, that God exists as a triune God. When we say that God is a Trinity, we mean that the God of the universe, laid forth in the Bible, is one who exists as 3 distinct divine persons, yet all are one as God in essence and nature. Although God exists as a Trinity of 3 persons, or 3 members, being Father, Spirit, and Son, all 3 persons of the Trinity are equally God and equally possess all of the attributes of God in full. That's what it means briefly that God exists as a triune God. The second truth that we looked at is that God is eternal. And when we say that God is eternal, we simply mean that the God of the universe, laid forth in the Bible, is one who has always existed and will always exist as 3 distinct divine persons, Father, Son, and Spirit, yet all are one eternal God. Very simply, we mean God has always been, will always be. There never was and never will be a day or an age in eternity past or eternity future where God will not exist and where He will not exist as Father, Son, and Spirit. And so that's briefly what we mean by God being eternal. The final truth that we looked at this past week is that God is holy. When we say that God is holy, we mean that the God of the universe, laid forth in the Bible, is set apart morally. He stands alone in His moral perfections. He alone is perfect. He alone is absolutely morally pure. He alone is blameless. He alone cannot sin. We mean that everything God thinks, desires, and does is morally perfect, without fault, without blemish. Very simply, God cannot do evil. He can do no wrong. And every action that God takes is holy. The sum of all moral excellence is found in Him. There is far more that we could say about the holiness of God, but that's a brief summary of the third major thing that we believe about the God of the universe. He is holy.